invoices, and we were supposed to do 5 invoices in the class. So when we opened our screen, this was what we did like in the very first or second class, where we uploaded all our customer files, chart of accounts, and vendor. With these 3 inside of QuickBooks, it should have given us an easier way of doing the accounts receivable where we are at module 7. When we did that, I am just going to scroll through because the way I'm doing it, I can't just click the screen and move to module 7. So I'm going to scroll to module 7. And then we're going to go over the assignment first. In class last week, we did some online certification from Domain 2 Lesson 4, which is on Money In. We did review the Intuit for Education under the customers, and we did Accounts Receivable Part 1. Also, for homework, we were supposed to add the 5 invoices for Tad Gaming. Did anyone have any problems in this area? Notice any problems? All right. If you didn't, that's good. But if you did, I'm hoping we had the same problems that I had. So this is module 7. And then we were supposed to add invoice for Indie, which we did this one in class for 30,000. We also did AFK game developers in class. If I remember well, this says here, receive payment, payment choice, check, reference number, your method. And then this is the first one that we did, receive the payment. No, I noticed something under question number 5. They talk about payments to deposit. Did anyone record their payment in payments to deposit?
I couldn't find that
12,000?
option, so
Huh?
I couldn't find that option.
Exactly. That's why I think everyone should have
So
had
I
that
put it
problem.
to insufficient on the positive.
I
What did
found
you put
one
it?
account, but just 1200, not 3 zeros.
All right, so you all should have had the problem I had. I don't hear Kathy today, nor, wow, so there's only like half of the classes missing so far. Maybe they'll join later. However, this is one of the reasons I said everybody should have had a problem if you did it. Because I had a problem and I took some time to figure it out. So what I did, and I'm going into QuickBooks at this time, and I'm recording this so that those who may have had a problem but didn't state it to should see the problem. Now, I was just in it earlier, and I reached right here. Now, let me go back to the beginning. And I'm going to see if I can close out this bank deposit. Do you want to leave? Yes, I want to leave without saving. When you come into this account, in this online version, they have it set up differently from what they have in the textbook. This is not new in textbooks. Most of us should know by now. They write the textbook and the teachers and the students kind of edit it, tell them the problems, and then they come up with a newer version. Anyway, with that said, when I go into my settings and I go into my chart of accounts, I notice that they had an undeposited funds. Everybody see what I have right here?
Yes.
but they don't have a 12,000, this amount right there. They don't have that.
But I can remember when I saw that they had listed on deposited funds, and then in parentheses they had that payment to deposit, kind of
Right,
like
they have payment to
indicating
deposit.
that they're the same.
So if you wanted to match, because what mine showed up on the initial one was it showed undeposited funds under the name, but it did not have this account number. Mine said undeposited accounts in both sides. I'm not sure what happens for everybody else, but I created a brand new account this morning and it showed me two undeposited accounts. However, what I did was I came here and you're able to edit it. So you can edit it, but you can't add. But they didn't tell you what to put it as anyway. So if you work with a company that you have to do undeposited accounts, first you have to put the undeposited account name, then the type would be other current assets. Then you only find other current assets right here, and you only find undeposited funds under other current assets. So if you don't have it, it's okay. But this is the way it should be for purposes of this assignment. They don't show it anywhere in the textbook, but I took my time to figure it out and then realize in all the other professors, I went to several professors' notes, and they didn't show how to do it. But I think everyone should know this is the way you do it.
So shall we create this account?
You
And
you can you have to modify the one inside
let
of
me
your
see.
chart of accounts. So you change the name. So whatever name you have now, let's say you had undeposited account. Let's say that's what it is. If you save it, so I'm going to look for my undeposited accounts down here. And I kept looking all the time. I'm like, there is nothing. So I go back up and I looked. So it's something that I searched for. Then you see right here, under my uncategorized, then I found my undeposited account. So you can change the name to match whatever you need it to be. So I'm going to change it to 12,000 payments to deposit. Now, and then I say, however, let's say you were having problems and you were trying to do this, because sometimes they say, oh, you can add a new account. If you do this, and you add it as a bank, you don't know, and you do check-in 1, 2, 3, 4, or you do a check-in, it may make you save it. But do you notice something? What it says? An account is already using this name. Try a different name. So it doesn't allow you to add the account with the same name twice. Okay. I said, okay. So I did cancel. Then I did new account again. Then I said, let me do 12,000 payment to deposit. Then I select my account type. They don't tell me but I figured out it was an other current asset. Then when I come down here, it shows me undeposited funds. It comes up as red. I click my save. An account is already using this name. Try a different name. All right. I got smart and said, let me put number 1. Then it gave me another error. There can be only one account of singular detail type. So no matter what you try many times, as long as they're undeposited funds, it's going to give you errors. You can only have one account of that type. So that's why I posted the question, did anyone have any problems? Now, the information inside of the textbooks, both textbook, the one written by Tad Gaming, which is an Intuit one, and the other one, none of them was clear enough. So I figured I would explain it to everyone. Now, in my undeposited account, I have $50,000. That means I have invoice number 1 and invoice number 2. That's because I remembered what I did. So here, that should be the first problem some of us should see when we did the assignment. Now, we were doing invoices, and we can find our invoices in more than one spot. But I like to go under sales and get paid. And everyone see the word invoices right here?
Yes.
So when I click my invoice, here's mine, and mine is Indiana and AFFK. Because I have used this account before, I will have to use different names from what's in the textbook. I tried it several different ways, but the only way I could do it under the same Tad Gaming account, 2026 Tad Gaming account, is to change my name. So you may have Indy, I put Indiana. You may have AFK, I put AFFK. Everybody see where I'm going with that? Now my funds, I had put it in undeposited account based on the instructions that they gave me inside of the textbooks. Now, there was another invoice. And let me go over to my PowerPoint, the one that they gave us in the textbook. And let's look at the third invoice. Now, this is a textbook. This is Indy. Let me do a view. I'm taking my time to view this because there is something else that I don't like on this slideshow from current. Everyone can see my 30 right here? Everybody can see
Yes.
my screen?
Yes. Invoice.
All right, let me move this out of the way. You should be able to see payment method, check, your choice. Then that's the first one. So I went down. That's number 3, number 4. So receive payment. Here is where, for the first time, they gave us the same 12,000 payments to deposit. That is what I was trying to get at this morning. That is where they tell us to deposit it to. Then they just said to you, record the deposit. They did not show us how to record the deposit. They stated it a little bit inside of the video. But I want to go over that with everyone at this time. So how do we record the deposit? Anybody figured it out or no?
I did. I think I did.
What did you do? Let me hear the steps you chose.
Um, I went to create
Mm-hmm.
bank deposit.
Mm-hmm. That it would create bank deposit. Okay.
I selected the account, the day, and selected the transaction that I wanted to deposit.
So you selected Indiana, or in your case, it would be
In
Indy.
my case, Indy and AFK.
Right. So when you selected that, you had to change your account number here. Everybody see that?
Yes.
Then you change it to the check-in 1234. Then you can go down and you can save your deposit. That is one part of the homework that we should have done. Now let's look at the next part. So we had the 30, the 20, and that was our first part. Now, here's another invoice that we should have added. Everybody can see this invoice? So add invoice, Alpha, and Indy. Did everybody do that or no?
I
Rosa,
did.
did you do this one?
Yes, I did.
Yes.
All right, here, Diana and Rosa said yes. Roosevelt, were you able to do it?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Now, if you notice, again, everyone, we have to do it again to what? Payments to deposit. When I went to record number 9, it tells me to do payment to deposit. It just says add invoice 7, add invoice 8. But only when I go to number 9, it tells me receive the payment. So I'm going to go over that step so that everyone else who is not here see how I did it. Now I'm going to go to the beginning and I'm going to click X. And sometimes my computer doesn't the 6 a lot of times, the 3 number times, but that's okay. First thing I'm going to do is create the invoice. So for those that weren't here last year, we're going to create the invoice and we're doing invoice number 3. Now, what is the detail that we're adding? This is not Indy, this is not AFK. What's the name of this customer again? This customer is Alpha. I'm going to try to see if I can do 2 screens at the same time. Right here. This is a little small, but in your textbook, you should see Alpha. Here's your Alpha. That's the customer. Everyone sees that? Your invoice number will be 1003 because I have used this account before. I have to use 103, so I had to become creative and just modify it so I could do this. Then it's net 30 like everything else. The invoice date is February 20. So I'm going to change the invoice date right here to February 20. When you click outside, it automatically adds the 30 days. When you go down, it tells you add product or service. It didn't tell you if it's a product. It didn't tell you if it's a service. But I am using service because it's a gaming company. And I'm opening right here. Let me see if I can make this a little bit bigger. Because sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Everybody should be able to see this now. So my description is my design and graphic.
Oh,
And this is where I'm putting it because when I put it on this side, on the product and service, it deletes. I don't know if it did it for you, but that's what it did on my side. Did anyone notice that it doesn't keep the word design and graphic under the word product and service? Did you notice that?
Yes.
That's the reason I'm doing it in class. Because when I did it, this word services is the only two it took. It wouldn't take mine. And so I decided I'm not going to fight with the program. I'm just going to change it here and put it under the description. Did anyone else have that problem? Or it worked perfectly for you? Anyone else have that problem?
Yeah.
So I'm going to go under programming and coding. Then I'm going to put the 10,000. Then I'm going to put the 10,000. I'm going to save. When it saves, you should see invoice number 3. Now, I'm going to click my X on the right-hand side. Because I'm in the word invoice, everybody see that the invoice populates? Now, when I do my receive payment, it is Alpha Game Publisher. I'm going to choose my method. This is something I noticed it did not clarify in the textbook. But when you're using payments to deposit, you should be using ACH. Everybody know what ACH mean? Automated clearinghouse. Something like that. It's a clearinghouse.
Yes.
All right? So this is what you should look like first. So don't worry if you didn't do it the way I'm doing it now, because when I did it several times, I realized in this QuickBooks, I had to make some changes. Okay? QuickBooks Desktop is different from the online version. If you're in the desktop version, you may not have this problem, but in this online version, yes. I had to do some modifications. So I'm going to save. Now, I'm going to click my X. It says it's paid. Notice this one is paid. It's not yet deposited. I'm going to follow the instruction that they gave me. And then I'm going to add invoice number 8. Invoice number 8 is for Indie Publishing. I'm going to see if when I do this one, if it pays it or does not pay it. So let me try this. Create invoice. I'm going to do Indie Publishing. Everyone see what I just did? And I believe most of them are net 30, but I'll verify. Net 30. The invoice date is almost today's date. It is 3/20. So I'm going to go to March 20 and put it in. Then when I scroll down, I'm going to see I'm going to do services, because on my account, it gave me headaches. Then I'm going to give my description, design and graphic. What's my rate? 15,000 right here. And then it automatically populates my amount. Then I'm going to go back here and do services again. And what's my product, programming and coding. And I do my number one, click my amount. Then I click save. I don't want to click save it. I think I saw something else. Testing. There's testing under services. I'm going to put testing here. Number one, I think it's 10,000 I just saw. Okay, not one, 10,000. And then I'm going to save. So I'm going to compare what they gave me. So this should be 40,000. So, aha. Anyone see something on the very top of my screen? Did you get this problem? The invoice has been paid. Anyone sees that?
Yeah, I don't think I got that.
You got this?
No, I don't think I did.
Aha. Anyone else did this and got this problem?
Don't think so.
You may have gotten the same problem. I did several times. And every time I put in Indy, there was another Indy before, and I put in Indy again. It says they're paying off my 30,000. Do we see that, everyone? If you look at the right-hand side, it says balance due 10,000, amount paid 30,000. Now, I did this several different ways. But if you got that error, in my opinion, it should not be paying an invoice until you receive the payment. But in this QuickBook Online, that's what I saw it doing. So you notice, when is the payment date? February 15th.
Yeah,
Something way back. I'm going to click save. I'm going to go yes. So I'm going to click X. Now, see it says partially paid? This should not happen on your account. Everyone got that? If you see this, that is an error. What I did on mine, I can edit, I can duplicate, I can send, I'm like, nope, it's not gonna work for me. I am having an invoice paid too soon. For me, I went here, I did more actions, and I did void. That's what I did. Because I need to have an open invoice. I don't know if it happened with anyone else, but I'm just showing you what I did. Now I'm going to use Indiana, the one I created, and see if that works on my account. So I'm going to do the same steps. The invoice date is 3/20. Services right here. The description, I'm going to repeat the same description that I just saw. Design and graphics, programming and coding, and testing. So I'm going to type all three. Design, and graphic. Programming and coding. And I know the last one is testing. Nope, it's a service first. Was 10,000. Now my invoice is saved. It doesn't show paid. When I use the new one called Indiana. Now let me close this out. So I had voided this one on Indy. So if you are doing something and it gives you constant error, I would say void it and then recreate it. Do we see what I did differently? Now, let's go to the last one. So that's my next invoice. This is number 9. So I'm going to create an invoice named Alpha Game Publisher 1003. And then I'm also going to record the deposit for Alpha Game Publisher. 20,000. That's what it says in number 9. Let me go over number 8. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4 invoice, 5 invoice. So that makes sure I have 5 invoice. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm missing an invoice. 20, 30, 20, 40. Let me go. Invoice number 1 is a Indiana. So
I think it
everyone,
should be
did you
only
have your
4.
5 invoices?
I have 4.
4? So what did I count
Yeah.
wrong?
Indie, FAK, then Alpha, and then another Indie.
So maybe it's 4 in this.
Let me look
So
at it.
again, make sure you have all the invoices. Maybe I counted wrong. I thought it was 5, and it was 5 in the past.
Maybe
And the
I'm
5
missing
that
one.
Professor Darren had also with me. So maybe we didn't
I have
realize
four
that.
too.
You have 4 too? That's perfect.
Yeah.
Let me make sure I double check this one because this is a 2026 book. I should be able to click this and get there. Hence the reason I just click through the screens. So if you have 4 and I have 4, I'm not going to do this again. But again, we're in module 7. I'm just going to scroll down to module 7 until I get there. Because in this, I can't click quickly and get to module 7. Here it is. So invoice number 1. And so we have 4. Now it says to me on this number 9, I am just receiving payment for this guy. What's his name? Alpha. Let me make sure I can see this whole thing. So number 9 is where I'm receiving the payment for Alpha Game Publisher. All right, let me go to here. Inside of Quickbooks. Close up my PowerPoint. All right, I don't want to save. I'm good. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so here it is. I'm supposed to get my payment for my alpha. So I got paid already and I need to deposit it. So someone remind me, how do I deposit? We click the word, create.
Create.
What is the next step?
Bank deposit.
Beautiful, bank deposit.
Mm.
And
Select
then
the
it's going to go into the bank deposit 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to click alpha. Right, and then we're going to save and new. We don't need to change anything else. Everyone sees that?
yes.
That's it
Yeah.
for this assignment. So I have recorded it so that those that missed it get it or have it. So this created its own challenges for a few of us as professors, but we all sat down and figured it out. What we thought was different from what is in QuickBooks Online. So again, QuickBooks Online. This part may not be exactly the same as the textbook, but you should have money in your checking account now. How much should you have in your checking account? 70,000. And we should have some outstanding invoices. But the one consistent thing, you all should start at the word create for your invoices. Also,
How much are we having the checking 1, 2, 3? I'm missing money.
I didn't hear that, Rosa.
In the checking 1, 2, 3, which you have 70,000, you said?
Yes, how much do you have?
65,200. Can you let me see the transactions you have there so I can
You
see
have
what's
you only have
missing?
65?
65, yes.
I wonder why.
Probably I
Now
did
I
something
have
incorrect.
50 and 20. Anyone else has a different amount?
I'm checking.
How much you have, Diana?
I'm checking. Let
Right,
me
let's.
try to find out.
No, it's okay. Roosevelt, what amount do you have?
Oh, teacher, I have 81,
Hmm.
81, 2000 and 20.75 because I did
All right.
all the homework.
I
All
will
right.
double check mine.
Maybe we have done
20,000.
some things in the class before, and that is instead of your bank accounts. That's what I'm going to assume. But for purposes of this, just these invoices, you should see 70,000. Can everyone go to your bank register and make sure you have those? Everybody can check their bank register?
I'm looking, yeah.
All right, maybe I need to just go inside as the professor inside of this one and let me look at everyone's. Maybe it'll go faster this way. Hmm. Let me go into this one and let me check. Maybe I can figure it out faster then. All right,
What did I do
so I'm
here?
going to the classes, and I think everyone has been using. Diana, let me look at yours. I think you've been using this.
Yeah, but I think I committed a mistake. I think I recorded the payment, but I didn't like make the bank deposit
It's
because I
fine.
only have 15, the fifteen
All right,
thousand.
I'm in your account now. Look at the screen. I believe I'm in yours.
Um,
I see your name at the very top.
yeah, I mean, let
All
me
right, see right
see.
here? You have
Yeah,
1,000 in QuickBooks. I want you to go to create. I'm watching
like,
your screen. I'm
okay,
watching the screen change. Go to your create and go to the word bank deposit.
okay.
When you see bank deposit,
Uh-huh.
right? Do you see your invoices or your
No,
payments?
no. Amount zero,
You see
balance
right?
15,000.
Right, but when you look at yours, let me click
Let me
an
go
X
back.
on this. Let me go into your in here, into your 12,000 here. See right here, I'm looking at your amounts.
Yeah.
Yours is under accounts receivable. See right here, I'm looking right here.
Yeah.
All right. Let me go into your in the settings, in the chart of accounts. See if I can see your accounts receivable. See if we can change these. Accounts receivable register. It shows me 40. Make sure I'm looking at the right thing. It says accounts receivable. View register. That's what I'm trying to see. In the publishing is right here. Let me click this. It says amount received in the publishing, record payment, payment due date, reference number, amount received. Let me scroll down. I see your invoice. Payment date is 3/19. Amount received via check, cash, or other. All right, it says payment. And let me look at this one. I'm under receive payment, so I'm receiving this payment, but I want to make sure under yours it's going into account 1, 2, 3, 4. You see what I'm doing, Diana?
Yes.
So I'm doing receive payment. That's the step that you're missing. So go ahead and you also have it under accounts receivable. What I would do, right here, so your game publisher is paid. That one is good. This one is paid. This is the invoice here. All right. Let me go under your account, sales and get paid. Let me look under your invoices. Now, it says deposited for all for these. Indy, AFK, and Alpha. It shows deposited. So you have 30 and 40, 70. You have the same 70 for accounts. Let me go over to your over here and let's see if there's a change. Your deposit is into 1200 in QuickBooks. I see where your deposit is. Let me see something if I can just go here. I can't change it that way. But I think what
Yes.
happened with yours is that you set up 1200 as a bank.
Yes.
I think that's what you did. Let me go under here, detail type, so I can see the banks on the top. If I can, that's what I think you did. Here it is, yeah. You set up as a bank. Let me see if I can edit this. You have check-in 1, 2, 3, 4. Let me see if I can change this. If it doesn't allow me to, oh well. If it doesn't, let me see what it allows me to do. I cannot change the detail type of this account. Okay. Here's your on. See, this is the way mine came out, just like yours, Diana. Here's your undeposited and undeposited. That's the way mine came out. What I'm going to do here is do this. Change the account name right here. Check in 1, 2, 3, 4. This is not cash on hand, and just change it to check in. Let me see if it allows me to do that.
No. No.
Yep, I just merged the accounts and call that a day. So everyone, this is what I was trying to tell you. When I opened mine, it looked just like Diana's. Exact like this. Nothing that says 1200. Now, Diana, I just merge your account. And now you have the 70,000 inside there. Everybody see that? I just merged it. Change the
But if
name
you look to the where's it?
of the 12,000 to the check-in 1, 2, 3, 4. Merge it so that all her
Mm.
money comes into one account.
Mm.
Now, I believe Rosa said she had something different too.
Yes, ma'am.
Rosa, you had something different?
Yes.
But did you see why your amount was different?
I'm trying to allocate, and I think I might have done something similar. I'm
All
just
right, let me
looking
look
the
at
account.
yours
Okay.
because it's okay if it has a different amount as long as you have the right. Here's yours. As long as you have the right
Account
invoices in there.
invoice. Okay,
That's
yeah.
what I'm trying to look for. So let me just look at yours. We're not linking anything on this side. Show all.
Can you share your screen so I see where you're going,
Okay, I am
please?
going down. It's telling me to link bank accounts. I don't want to do that. Let me go on the left of the other side and see if I can see your account fitted like I saw. Roses.
But can you show your screen? Can you share?
I'm hearing you very little, but it's okay. I'm going to bank transactions. Not this bank. Let me go to
Can
your
you
chart of
share the
account.
screen, please?
Oh, it's not sharing?
No.
No.
All right, just give me a minute, everyone.
Thank you.
All right, I am going to give me a minute. I'm going to